Hi, this is Al from Altruistic Channel, and I'm coming to you to talk to the collective today. As many of the collective know, we have been going through quite a bit as far as Cancerians, and we've had to encounter quite a bit of tower moments. And so, to that end, I just wanted to say that I I just got out of the critical care unit. To tell this story, I have to go back to the beginning of my long journey into night. My mother, she was barely 49 when she cut herself. And she contracted a form of poison, if you will, from the cut. And it gave her septic shock that she eventually died from. I was the one who had to kind of let her go, you know? But because of 9/11, I had had a conversation with her about what would happen and what would be the circumstances where I or she would have to make that decision. And hers was that if she had anything less than 50% chance of coming back fully, as far as brain function, actually I think she said 60% chance of coming back with full brain function, so let her go. So I had been out that night, doing a normal 20-year-old life, when my stepdad called, and by the time I got to the hospital, she had flatlined, I think it was 6 times, and there was a cult present that I blamed for a long time for her thinking that she could pray her way through these things. And so it was finally that moment when I walked into the room and I could feel her energy just wanting to let go. So I just looked at her and I walked up to her and I said, okay, if you're in that much pain, then I release you. I won't have them bring you back. And she flatlined. And she did not come back. I blamed everybody else for that. I was left with no parents. My stepdad abandoned me because I didn't have the correct affiliation with the church that he belonged to. And that's not blaming him or anything. It is what it is. I forgave him a while ago. I forgave the situation. What I failed to realize is that I subconsciously had come to understand that I was living her life. Everything that had happened to her, I started to find happening to me. And so with these moons and Cancer right on my birthday, which was July 1st, I knew something was coming. I just didn't know what it was. And so I started looking at the tarot because I believe in the collective consciousness and I felt something. What I didn't realize at the time is that fear that I had, that I would be living her life, meant that I would be living it to the end. I apparently cut myself. And I didn't know how bad it was until the 17th, when the other moon came. And I couldn't breathe. And the pain was so bad that I started convulsing. And before I knew it, I passed out. I was alone, scared, and I couldn't stop going to the bathroom. And it hurt really bad. And my insides were coming out, and I was just praying for death. And my soulmate, if you will, randomly got a hold of me. And he asked how I was doing, and I told him. And he said, "You have to get to the hospital." So I was in critical care. And when I say every tower moment that I've ever had came flashing before my head, every one of them back to back, to back to back. Tower moments that we don't normally attribute to being tower moments, but as an example, when I was having one of the worst bouts of pain, by the way, I was in critical care, so it's not like I'm exaggerating. I'm actually supposed to still be there because they think I'm not going to make it if I don't stay in treatment, but I had to face my demons, and I had to put stuff together in my own world, in my own way. And part of the tower moments that kept coming up was these essays that I had written about life. Shit. That I don't want to hear anything about the fucking cigarette, okay? At this point, it doesn't matter. But one of the essays I had written was called The Forgotten. And it was when I was really, really depressed after my mother had died. Because I felt forgotten, you know? Like, I had no parents. At the time, I had no friends. Everybody had abandoned me. And I felt very persecuted and blah, 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 blah. Victim, victim. And as I was actually dying, or in the process thereof, I came face to face with that forgotten statement. It didn't stop there. The system is broken. My platform is called Altruistic Channels because I promised that I would ensure that no voice went unheard, and I forgot to voice my own. And it's a harsh lesson, but it's one that I wanted to share because this shift is harsh. Not everybody's going to make it. Some will decide not to fight. And I had to forgive my mom because the pain is so insurmountable. And to realize that she had lived with it for so long for me, it broke my heart. And it made me realize that I didn't want to fight. I wanted to go. Why did it have to hurt so much? And I kept thinking about the strength card that I got on my last tarot reading. It was with the underlying feeling for me. And I couldn't find it in me to hang on. And it got worse. I had been accused of having an HIV, which I don't. But they thought that's what it was, and they were sure it was it. Because I'm gay. I don't have it. And I had to shit on myself over and over again. Inhumane as it was. There's something wrong here. I've never harmed anybody. And I'm no one special, but I'm somebody. And it became clear to me that I needed to get up one last time and get home and address it. I don't care what your belief is in faith or whatnot. Or if you find me a coward or a wimp, I don't care. There are people in the world that are suffering in ways that you can't imagine. that are suffering indignities that no human should endure in a power country. To be honest, I probably would have stayed in the hospital to fight this out if I had not encountered those really heinous things. I was treated like a non-person by a really great hospital, and it wasn't out of any but malintent. And I want to be very clear on that because these were really good people that just were disconnected with compassion. Their empathy was gone, and they were allowing their perception, which speaks really poorly of me and what I must look like to everybody. But that's how I'm going through right now. And I don't even mind the pain anymore. There are people out there that haven't done anything. They're not drug addicts. They're not doing anything that you and I don't normally do. That have bad things happen to them. And when they're in their worst, maybe it's time that we remind each other of compassion and spread empathy through the collective, because that's all I have left. I pulled my cards and I got the world. I don't know. I don't know how, if I'm going to make it through it. But I know one thing. No matter what my legacy starts now, if you're like me and you're quiet and you don't assume anything and you think everything's going to work out, sometimes you got to fight. You got to fight for who you are. And you got to fight to be seen. I wanted to build a business around helping us, around helping the forgotten, and people with special needs who people walk over. The statistics are really bad. 40% of them have been abused. But we kind of just push it aside based on perceptions. I could be wrong on those numbers, but I'm pretty sure that one's right. It's in the 40s. Equally, this one I'm sure of. I think it's 44% of children with autism, for example, are at regular IQ or higher. The way we deal with each other and the way that we interact with each other has got to change. Whatever this shift is, I'm telling you right now, I have not just endured what I've endured for no reason. We have to stand together and we have to fight. If you are lost, suicidal, or forgotten, I'm remembering you now. And hopefully so will everybody who sees this. I'll be alright, I think. I'm sorry, Mom. I wish you didn't have to hurt so much. And I'm sorry I had to come and literally live the last moments of your life to understand what you went through. Man, I'm going to try to make it for both of us. And I love you. And that's it for from Altruistic Channel. That is my truth. As only I can tell it from my experience. I hope you all are blessed. Have you made a mistake today?